Hello, everyone. I'm going to be going through this in this video, how to go from your Foursquare that we wrote this week about the phases of the moon to your essay. Now, if you're viewing this video and you think that you were thinking that I'm going to go through the Foursquare, that is the last video. You can go view that one, see how to make your Foursquare, and then view this one to see how to go from your Foursquare to your writing. So without further ado, I will share my screen and we will get started. All right, so if you remember from the last video, I created a Foursquare here. Now, my Foursquare looks a little bit different from yours because I was not able to put my topic sentence box in the middle. Instead, I just put it at the bottom. So remember that when I'm talking about where to find that. So once I have this, which my Foursquare is all done, so I'm good there, I need to go in and add it, start typing my essay. Now, as always, we start with our topic sentence. Mine is the moon moves through many phases in a month. Period, enter, enter. Forgot to mention though, if you notice, I already put my name at the top, so we're good there. Don't forget to put your name. All right, let's go back. Now we can take a look at our first box. In my first box, I'm talking about the moon. So I'm already hit enter, enter. I'm going to start with my transition word as we always do, which is first. And I'm going to say the moon moves through many phases for several reasons. All right, because in this box, remember, I'm giving you the reasons why the moon is moving through those phases. All right, so I have restated my topic sentence, and I've told you what I'm going to be talking about in this paragraph. All right, so first thing we have to talk about is how the sun, or not the sun, I'm sorry, how the moon orbits the Earth. All right, so I'm going to go back to my essay, space because I put a period, and I'm going to write my next sentence, which is the cause of the phases is the moon, sorry. Cause of the phases is the moon orbiting the Earth. Period, space, done with that sentence. So you go through and you check it off. Next is reflects light. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to talk in my next sentence about how the phases are caused by the moon reflecting of light on the moon. So I'm going to say the amount of light, the amount of the moon we see depends on how much light is reflected. So now we know that the phases of the moon are caused by the moon orbiting the Earth and how it depends on how much light it is reflecting. First two sentences done, I'd go in, I'd check off reflects light, and now I'm going to do my last sentence, which tells you how long it takes for the moon to go through those phases. So my last sentence is going to go something like, it takes 29.5 days the moon to orbit the Earth. That, because my typing isn't the best. Now we're done with my first paragraph. You can go through, you can check that off, and take a look, see what we're going to talk about in the next paragraph. In this paragraph, we're going to be talking about the moon. So I'm going to go back, hit enter, enter to start a new paragraph, use my transition word, and come up with my first sentence. Remember, we need to restate this in some way and tell what this paragraph is going to be about. This paragraph is going to be about the new moon. So I said, second, the new moon is a phase of the moon. All right, so I changed up my topic sentence a little bit for restating it here, but it's still good. You still know that I'm talking about the new moon, and I'm still talking about phases of the moon. Space after a period. Then we can go take a look at what we're going to talk about next. So in this next one, next sentence, we're going to be talking about how the moon is between the sun and the earth during that new moon phase. So I'm going to go back, start my new sentence, and say, this phase happens when the moon is between the sun and earth. Period, space, done with that sentence. Check it off. Take a look at what we're going to talk about next. What we're talking about next is the fact that during the new moon phase, we are not able to see the moon at all. So I'm going to go back and write my next sentence. My next sentence is going to go like this. During the new moon, during this phase, we are not able to see the moon. Now, like I've told you before, I want to try to hit 3 details per paragraph. This one, however, it doesn't give us enough. The passage didn't give us enough details for that. So we're good with our 2 details, the phase being between the sun and the earth, and that during this phase that we cannot see it. So we're done with this paragraph. You can go check off can't see and go to our 3rd paragraph. In our 3rd paragraph, we're going to be talking this time about the full moon. So go back to our writing, enter to start our new paragraph, transition word as always, followed by a comma, and then I'm going to introduce this paragraph. So again, I'm going to say something very similar to what I said here, only instead of saying the new moon, I'm going to say the full moon. So 3rd, the full moon is a phase of the moon. Now, that kind of restates what we're talking about here without saying the exact same thing, because as you guys know, if you say the same thing over and over and over, it gets very boring. We want to add some meat to our sentences. All right. So now that I have that done, I can go back and take a look at what the next thing I need to talk about is. All right. Next thing I have down on my Foursquare is that during this phase, you are able to see the entire moon. So that's what our next sentence is going to be about. So I will say, during this phase, we are able to see the entire moon. Period. Done with that sentence. Go, check it off, take a look at what we're writing next. Next up, we're talking about how during this phase, the moon is halfway around the Earth in its orbit. Remember from this picture here, here. Start of the orbit's here, we go halfway around. At this phase, the moon is halfway around its orbit. All right, so I'm going to say, this happens when the moon is halfway through its orbit of the Earth. Period. Go back, check this off, see that we don't have any more details because the passage didn't give us any more details there. Check it off, take a look at our conclusion. Again, with your conclusion, as you guys know, you just copy it from your Foursquare over to your essay. So in this case, I said, in conclusion, these are some of the phases the moon moves through. I'm just going to copy that over. First, I got to hit enter to start my new paragraph, and then write my in conclusion. Period. So that is how you go through and you are doing your essay for this week. Actually, let me get back to where you're just seeing me. All right, there we go. That is how you are going to be completing your essay this week. Does it have to look exactly like mine? No, I actually don't want it to look exactly like mine, because if I'm reading 56 of the same exact essay, I'm going to get very tired of reading the same exact essay. So take your ideas, put them into your essay. This was just an example of mine. All right. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Next week, I think I'm going to do this again, but I might make a really bad essay that you guys are going to have to fix. So we'll see what kind of fun we can have with that. As for right now, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.